People are not happy with this photographer for charging $8,500 for her wedding photography. They say her photos are awful and that it's not worth it at all. So this photographer posted a TikTok. The caption says, "When someone inquires for wedding photography with a $2,000 budget and I send back my starting prices of $8,500. There were people duetting this video, basically saying she has no right to charge that amount because her photography isn't even good. There were people roasting her photography.
You think I'm psycho, don't you, Mom?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, and I don't mean this in a rude way, but after looking at your gallery on your website, you're not worth $8,500 for those services. You're not. I get it, there is a lot that goes into photography, and definitely if you want to capture that beautiful moment on your special day, but $8,500 fucking dollars for some blurry ass photos? Sis, let's be real for a moment. Like, yes, some of the photos are really pretty, but this is not worth $8,000. This is not worth $8,000. This especially on your professional website, this is not worth $8,000. I'm sorry, this looks like a sophomore's VSCO. Photography really is beautiful. It does take a good amount of effort, a very good amount, to capture that perfect shot, to get everything lined up perfectly and look spectacular. But I'm sorry, your services are not worth the $8,000 for wedding photos. Like, I'm sorry, but $8,500 for wedding photos, $4,500 for elopement photos, and then $1,200 for engagement photos? And of course, I see that you do boudoir as well, but for luxury sessions, $2,800. And you say it's to help people feel confident and beautiful, but you're gonna charge them $2,800 to feel beautiful? What the fuck are these prices?
It's crazy that this person is saying, oh, she's not worth that much money, but she was worth that amount of money to the clients that booked her. They were willing to pay that amount. I think he said $1,200 for engagement pictures. Yeah, I would say that's pretty standard. Look, you guys, I'm just being honest with you guys. Photography is very expensive these days. And I went on this photographer's website. She's from California. The market there is even more expensive for photography. It just depending on where you are located, you can adjust your prices accordingly. Now, I'm not saying go to California with your photography that's, you know, you're charging $500 in Michigan and you're gonna go to California and now you're gonna charge $8,000. No, because your work, the talent has to be there.
For luxury sessions, $2,800. And you say it's to help people feel confident and beautiful, but you're gonna charge them $2,800 to feel beautiful?
I mean, she's not charging them $2,800 to feel beautiful. She's charging them for the work she's gonna do. She's providing a service. Any other industry, when you get your hair done, if you do your makeup, if you have any type of service, that it's a luxury service. It's not, photography is not a necessity. It's not a need. Weddings in general are not a need. You don't have to go have a wedding. He mentions it takes a lot of effort to line up the photos and make them look spectacular. When people say stuff like that, that's how I know they have no idea what we go through as photographers. Lining up a photo is the least of my worries. Not to mention, it takes years of practice to not only master using mirrorless cameras, DSLRs, film cameras, but also learning how to use lighting, getting beautifully lit pictures, taking the composition, learning how to do shots for weddings that clients will actually like. There are certain shots that clients like, and that's the specialty of a wedding photographer. They learn all those things. They know how to set up, how to do group pictures, where to place everybody. They know how to get the ring shots, and they know how to work with videographers and things like that. They know all of this because they've spent years and years training and practicing and learning. When we think of photography, we just think of the final picture. What does that final picture look like? We're not considering all the work photographers do before the day of the wedding and then the day after the wedding. Let's read some comments on this video. $8,000. At $2,000, those pictures better be pristine, vibrant, and looking like a window into the past. I mean, you can find someone for $2,000. These people act like this photographer is like the only photographer, and you don't have to book her, you guys. I'm so glad that other people agree. I understand people spend time, but it's getting out of hand. What is getting out of hand? Her just having a business and working? It's the $8.5K starting price for me. That's for an appearance and a minimum effort shots. GTFO. Sebastian, that seems a little bit personal. What's going on here? Sebastian, you would not like to see the prices I've seen. It's more than what you would not be happy. Sebastian, who took your picture and sent you the low-res JPEG? What's going on? Half of the photos are blurry too. I get artistic vision, but blurry like that ain't it. But you just said you get artistic vision. That's literally artistic. That is a style. So then you don't get artistic vision. You don't get it. Just trying to understand here. I'm just trying to understand. I don't even settle for blurry photos of my cats, and she's doing blurry wedding photos. People are making it seem like all her wedding photos are blurry, like completely blurry. You guys, it's just a stylistic choice for some photos, not all of them. Let's talk about the people that seen those pictures and still booked at that price. Exactly, they saw the pictures and they still booked at that price because they wanted to, out of free will. I know some of you guys are angry, like how could people pay this much money? People pay thousands of dollars for a shoe, for shoes, or for a purse. People spend money on the Stanley Cups. It's just a giant cup, giant sippy cup. $8,500, I will buy a few effing disposable cameras, hand one to each guest, and make it a cute little activity. Good luck getting those pictures from the guests. Okay, let me know how that goes, Jessica. Her name is Jessica too, hi. When you come home after your wedding and you don't have any pictures because all the pictures are really blurry from the disposable, then you're not gonna be so happy. Look like the same type of photos I was taking during my first year photography class at community college. What? I want to see these pictures. I want to see them. Where's your portfolio? Drop the link. Because this photographer has all her work online, but where's yours? Community college photography class? Okay, I'll wait. I'm here. I'll wait to see these pictures. And I'll let you know if I think those are worth $8,500. The biggest controversy is not only that she's charging too much money, but her blurry photos.
Maybe just a tiny little bit. This photographer is getting a lot of backlash for releasing her prices, which is $8,500 starting. Now I took a look at her gallery and let's see if these pictures are worth $8,500. Now with this picture, I can see the intent, right? Going for that old, timey, rustic. I dare say you did not capture what you thought you did. What I did see is she's a very big fan of blurry photos.
I like this picture.
I just feel like the jewelry placement, it's just not working. It's really not. Possibly one of the most unflattering photos that you could take of a wedding dress is just on a blank wall on a wooden hanger. It's giving nothing. Now, this woman is stunning, but this picture looks like it was taken in somebody's backyard.
That's a nice
Again,
backyard.
She's stunning, she's beautiful, she is giving. But the photographer, it just looks like this is in somebody's bathroom. There's nothing special to the photo.
Looks like it's in somebody's bathroom. It is in somebody's bathroom. I'm pretty sure that's a bathroom.
It just looks like this is in somebody's bathroom. There's nothing special to the photo that's like that wow factor. I would say posing wedding dresses for a photo is not her strong suit. Obviously, everybody should charge what they think they're worth. If you think you're worth $8,500, go ahead and charge for the $8,500. But if I got my wedding photos back and they looked anything like those, I would request a refund. Actually, I would dispute it with my card company. Anyways, go and take a look at her photos. Come back to this video. Let me know if she's worth the $8,500. I'll see you guys in the next one.
So she said, if I got pictures like these, I would dispute it with my credit card company. No, you wouldn't. And I'll tell you why. Because you would have seen her gallery before booking her and you would have liked her style. So you would know what to expect from booking a photographer like her. And that is the entire point of having something like a gallery on your website. So people can literally go and see, okay, what is her style like? How does she like to shoot? Because photographers have their own personal style, and that is what is appealing to clients. I personally, you guys are not gonna like this, okay? You're not gonna like this, but I actually love blurry photos. Those are very much in. It's style. People like those pictures. There's a style, like when you drag the shutter, long exposure, stuff like that. Those are things that photographers like. Everyone is different. There was another TikTok that came up and I was like, I'm done. When wedding guests realize my live painting packages start at $4,000. So basically, she's a painter, she does live paintings. The reason that I bring this TikTok up is in the comments, way more worth it than the $8,000 photographer. I saw a wedding photographer earlier whose prices started at $8.5 thousand and her photos were awful. This is definitely worth it. Just because you think that they're awful doesn't mean that they're awful pictures. Not everyone is gonna like the same things that you like. Just because you don't see the value in it, just because you don't think it's worth $8,000 doesn't mean it's not worth $8,000 to somebody else. I mean, it's an actual skill and not a necessity, so I reckon fairly priced. Considering all the material costs, item transportation, your time and labor, and an investment and a keepsake for a lifetime, the price makes sense. I was reading these and I was like, wait a second. So now we're considering the material costs, the item, the transportation. Now the time and labor actually matters, and now this is an investment for this painter, who, by the way, I think is worth it. I think she's worth every penny. If she wants to charge $4,000, that's not the issue here. Okay, people can understand the painter charging $4,000 and be okay with that, but then with the photographer doing and all the work that entails of just being a photographer, that to them is not worth it. If you think about it, the painter is charging half of what the photographer is charging. And the painter is only working a few hours during the reception, whereas the photographer has probably worked before the wedding, during the wedding, the entire day, entire full day, and then is going to be working in the next few days and weeks afterwards with the clients. I'm just saying, where's that same support and understanding for the photographer? As an artist, you should charge what you feel your value is, but it ultimately is up to the client to decide if they want to invest that in you, if you're actually worth that amount. I could charge $10,000 right now, but does that mean people are gonna book me? Maybe, maybe not. We should defer to the client, because at the end of the day, they will be making that decision. Is Jessica worth this amount of money? Should we pay for this? Do we like her photos enough? Is this photographer worth $8,500 for the blurry pictures that people are saying are awful on the internet? That is their decision to make. If they come to you know what? Actually, we do like awfully blurry photos. I love that. Then that's probably what they're gonna do. They're gonna book her. The comment that really kills me is the one that says, considering all the material costs, item transportation, your time and labor, okay, and photography. Do you know how much this costs? This camera, just not. I don't even want you to look at this. Don't even look at this. Just the body, just this thing right here. Costs about $2,000 just for the body, just for the camera body, not including the microphone, the lens, this tripod. None of that. Oh, the memory card, the extra 2 batteries I have, the battery charger. Most photographers will have more than one camera, more than one lens. Sometimes the lenses on our cameras, see this lens? Sometimes the lenses will be worth more money than the camera body, okay? It's sad. It is quite sad. Not only do we have camera gear, we have lighting that we bring with us. External lighting, we gotta set that up. Do you want a list of the things that we have to bring with us? Do you want a list? Because it's long and everything is heavy, every single thing, but not as heavy as my heart reading these comments. You're paying for more than just pictures. You're paying for a photographer's reputation. You're paying for their timeliness, their communication. Will you get your pictures on time? Sometimes clients will book somebody just because they're cheap, and then guess what? They don't get their pictures, or they get their pictures a year later and then it's not what they wanted. They don't like the pictures. You have to consider those things. Who are you booking? Will you get along with your photographer? Is your photographer a kind person? Will you enjoy having them take your picture? And yes, talent is included in that. So at the end of the day, if you don't like a photographer's style or the way that they take their pictures, don't book them. If you don't like a photographer because they charge too much money, don't book that photographer. There are so many other photographers with different price ranges, with different types of styles. You have to find the photographer that fits you. Ultimately, the clients decide who is worth $8,500, who's worth $2,000, who's worth $100. If people are booking you, that's your indication that you're doing a good job.